Good evening, this is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel. It's like a two-part series. The week that was college football is review the 1983 college football season. Tonight is going to be about the major bowl games that were played in 1983. Let's get into it. We're going to start with the Independence Bowl, where Air Force beat Mississippi 9-3. This is the Falcons' first ever 10-win season at the time. They won the field goal war as kicker John Pavlich made a trio of three-pointers to solo field goal by Rebels kicker Neil Teven. So that's how they won the game, basically, through field goals. The field goal war. The Citrus Bowl in Florida, Tennessee beat Maryland 30-23. Tailback of Tennessee, Johnny Jones, sparked upset with several clutch runs, gaining 154 yards and scoring 2 runs in fourth quarter. Volunteers entered fourth quarter trailing 20-16, but were on moves to Jones' 1-yard touchdown run for 23-20 lead. Tennessee linebacker Alvin Toles soon picked off pass by Maryland quarterback Frank Wright. He returned it 26 yards to the 14-yard line. Moments later, Jones, who rushed for 1,116 yards in 1983 and becoming the 1,000-yard back, the first 1,000-yard back in school history, scored on a 2-yard run to boost lead to 30-20. Wright, who replaced injured quarterback Wilmer Sides in the second quarter, led last scoring drive for Terps that beat kicker Jess Atkinson fifth field goal. Atkinson's longest field goal was 48 yards, which set new game record, as did his total 3-pointers. A Sideson left with separation showed after hit by defensive tackle Reggie White and linebacker Dale Jones on the second play of second quarter. Hall of Fame Bowl, West Virginia beat Kentucky 20-16. Mountaineers rallied with 17 second half points after being sparked by a successful onside kickoff to open the third quarter. Quarterback Jeff Hostetler, who started dreadfully missing all his 10 passes with interception in the first half, needed 8 plays of third quarter to tie the score at 10-10 at 16-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Rich Hollins. West Virginia took a 17-10 lead later in the third quarter, marching 81 yards before Hostetler's second touchdown pass to 2 yards to tight end Rob Bennett. Also, they converted the interception by safety Tim Agee into 23-yard field goal by kicker Paul Woodside in the 10-point lead. Holiday Bowl, Brigham Young beat Missouri 21-17. Yeah, another wacky Holiday Bowl went down to the wire. One an all-time great quarterback caught touchdown pass to Cap. Brilliant drive with 23 seconds left. With less than 4 minutes left, BYU halted Tigers at Kruger's 6-yard line with dramatic stand. Quarterback Steve Young then marched his offense 94 yards to win, scoring himself with a surprise catch of 14-yard flea flicker by a pass by halfback Eddie Stinnett. In the Sun Bowl, Alabama beat Southern Methodist 28-7. In the early 1980s, SMU won often and entered games sporting 32-2 and won record during recent times. And when Mustangs did lose, it was close. SMU was ill-equipped for answering early 2-touchdown deficit, especially since it was not playing on New Year's Day. Percentile fullback Ricky Moore with 113 yards on 28 carries, who topped 100 yards for 6 straight games. Scored 1 yard and 11 yards for 14-0 lead in first quarter. Quarterback Walter Lewis ruled second quarter scoring as he capped Alabama's 86-yard drive with 1-yard run and later threw 19-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Joby Jones, with 43 seconds left in the second quarter for commanding 28-0 halftime lead. To recap, stunning first half, Lewis had completed 9 of 12, 148 yards against Mustangs defense, ranked second in the nation against pass. Alabama enjoyed 303 yards total offense in the first half, while SMU managed only 105 yards and 4 first downs during first half. Mustangs scored in third quarter on a 15-yard pass from quarterback Lance McElhinney to wide receiver Marquise Pleasant. Tailback Jeff Atkins chipped in 120 yards rushing for obviously flat SMU squad with a win. Alabama tied Southern California for most to-date bowl victories with 20. Aloha Bowl, Penn State beat Washington 13-10. Although not much offense was produced, suspense came in spades as Penn State rivaled with 10 points in the fourth quarter to pull out the victory. The Lions opened the fourth quarter with a career long 49-yard field goal by kicker Nick Gancitano. Winning drive began 8 minutes later from midfield, a 51-yard drive as quarterback Doug Strand, the Lions quarterback, completed passes of 19 yards to fullback John Williams and 16 yards to wide receiver Kevin Ball to set up tailback DJ Dozier's 2-yard touchdown run. Running was at premium. Dozier was held to 37 yards rushing, while tailback Ron Cookie Johnson led Washington with just 34. Liberty Bowl, Notre Dame beat Boston College 19-18. Quarterback Blair Kill, senior quarterback of Notre Dame, was tapped to start final game, responded by leading Notre Dame to trio first half touchdown drives and 376 yards in offense. Final score came on Kill's 14-yard scoring pass to wide receiver Alvin Miller for 19-6 second quarter lead. Quarterback Boston College Doug Flutie would not go down without a fight, throwing his second and third touchdowns to pull the Eagles to within 19-18. After both touchdown throws, Flutie misfired on 2-point conversions with Irish linebacker Tony Vajanin attempting away a pass from Eagles tight end Scott Gilson at the final touchdown. BC State 2 more drives, ending first on interception by Notre Dame cornerback Stacey Chorin, and later on downs on Irish 35-yard line. Irish tailback Alan Pinkett rushed for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. Fullback Chris Smith rushed for 140 yards up to Notre Dame's 225 yards. It was wide receiver Ryan Brennan caught 4 passes for 91 yards. Game was played in horribly frigid weather in Memphis, but it was a little factor for 2 cold weather teams. In the Gator Bowl, Florida beat Iowa 14-6. Fixing Iowa team averaging 490 yards, third best in the country. The A's defense surprisingly dominated the game, forcing 5 turnovers, holding Hawkeyes to 114 yards rushing, 281 yards overall, keeping them out of the end zone. Special teams chipped in touchdown, as well as linebacker Doug Drew pounced on end zone fumble by Iowa punter Tom Nickel for Florida's key second touchdown late in the first half. Wind chill factor in this game was still at minus 13 degrees at game time. Peach Bowl, Florida State beat North Carolina. North Carolina 28-3. Having nearly a month to stew over 39-point loss to Florida, Seminoles took out frustration on North Carolina. Florida State quarterback Eric Thomas enjoyed first start with a pair of touchdown passes to wide receiver Weegee Thompson and late touchdown sneak. Thomas' 2 touchdown passes came within 4 minutes of each other as Noles pulled away early, building a 21-0 lead at halftime. For North Carolina, this loss snapped a 4-game postseason winning streak. In the Bluebonnet Bowl, Oklahoma State beat Baylor 24-14. In the Cotton Bowl, Georgia beat Texas 10-9. For Texas faithful, this defeat hurt for a long time as potential national title blew up on single faithful play due to late game concern over possible fake punt. Although Georgia was 17 yards away from first down, safety Craig Kirby was inserted into Longhorns' return unit as an up man in receiving formation. Punter Chip Andrews kicked the ball and it found Kirby, who admits win and pressure from Georgia tailback Melvin Simmons and cornerback Gary Moss lost from some Moss on Texas 23-yard line. Opportunistic all season, Georgia needed only 3 plays to score and eliminate Texas from the national title hunt as quarterback John Lassinger kept on 3rd and 4th option to run to right for 17-yard touchdown, digging behind lots of guard McIntyre, fullback Barry Young for Bulldogs' only lead of game with 3:22 to go. Texas went 3 and out on only its remaining possession, and Bulldogs extended the clock with a drive that featured a gutsy 4th down conversion. They had converted only 2 of 15 on 3rd downs. Leading Cotton Bowl win, Nebraska lost in the Orange Bowl that night. Texas had opened by marching in Georgia territory as quarterback Rick McIver threw 37-yard pass to tight end Bobby Mitchell ran 18 yards with bootleg before a drive started at Bulldogs' 8-yard line. The Horns kicker Jeff Ward hit first of 3 field goals, not scoring touchdowns because frustrating three for the Horns, who had 7 drives to go inside Georgia's 33-yard line with only 9 points to show for them. This upset boosted Miami, which inherited national title opportunity in Orange Bowl. They'll find a way to win, said Georgia coach Vince Dooley of his team. It was fortune and luck. Whenever you want to call it, you just had to somehow find a way to hang in there and keep it close. Fiesta Bowl, Ohio State beat Pittsburgh 28-23. Buckeyes won a wild game as quarterback Mike Tomczak tossed a 39-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Thad Jimison with 39 seconds left. Pittsburgh quarterback John Kajimi had just led Panthers go-ahead 37-yard field goal by kicker Snuffy Everett with 2:39 left. After Ohio State's late touchdown, Kajimi marched Panthers to the Buckeyes' 24-yard line, frantic final seconds. Tackled by defensive tackle Darrell Lee, knocked Kajimi out of the game with 7 seconds left. Backup quarterback Chris Jellick came in cold to throw 2 incompletions to end matters. In the Rose Bowl, UCLA beat Illinois 45-9. Rose Bowl rematch of 1947's first official appearance of Big Ten Pacific Conferences was disaster for favorite Big Ten. Loser of 9 of last 10 Pasadena contest. So Bruin sporting worst record ever of any Rose Bowl team. Open scoring after odd play. Illinois safety Craig Swoop returned blocked field goal attempt. Lost field fumble at own 14-yard line after being tackled by UCLA tight end Harper Howell. Bruins scored 4 plays later on a 3-yard pass from quarterback Rick Neuheisel to tight end Paul Bergman. Neuheisel had just warmed up, throwing 3 more touchdown passes as UCLA scored 31 points after Illinois made field goal. So UCLA's longest scoring pass was a 53-yard effort to wide receiver Mike Young for a 28-3 halftime lead. Bruins also rushed for 213 yards against the Big Ten's best defense, with 28 yards coming on tight touchdown run by tailback Kevin Nelson, 14-3 second quarter lead. So that's the story on that. So the game of the year, well, I'm going to go to Sugar Bowl first. Game of the year was between Auburn and Michigan. Auburn won 9-7. Perhaps Auburn needed blowout to impress voters, but since it was highest ranked team to win bowl game with toughest schedule by far of any contender, Tigers hoped to snatch second national title. Michigan quarterback Steve Smith scored the game's only touchdown first quarter, a 6-yard run by Jan Finger on throwing hand second quarter. Aldec Greco, the kicker of Auburn, blew his third field goal, perfect 19-yard field goal with 23 seconds to rest to win. Halfback Bo Jackson, the Tigers earned MVP award with 130 yards rushing, 22 carries, but was kept from big games by Michigan's rubber band defense as 2 with backfield mates halfback Lionel James and fullback Tommy Agee. However, James chipped in an important play, 4-yard run on 4th down and 2 on winning drive. Agee made 3 runs for first downs on same critical possession. After being shut out in the first half, Tigers had turned to clever wishbone counter plays. Meanwhile, Auburn defense allowed not a single first down in the second half until game's final moments, making late spurt. Wolverines, who did not trail until Del Greco's final field goal, almost pulled off upset as Smith hit passes of 22 yards to wide receiver Vince Bean, 38 yards to wide receiver Triando Markey. Catch by Markey went to Auburn 25-yard line, and he almost broke away for a stunning score as time elapsed. Now, the game of the year for 1983 was Orange Bowl, January 2nd, 1984, Miami versus Nebraska, 31-30 in favor of Miami. Nebraska coach Tom Osborne's controversial decision to go for 2 at the game's end ended up overshadowing great effort on both teams. Entering the game 22-game winning streak, Cornhuskers seemed to have an unbeatable offense because they featured Heisman winner I-back Mike Rozier, Outland Lombardi Trophy winner guard Dean Steinkoller, NFL's top pick wingback Irvin Fryer, and quarterback Tim McGill, who may have been best of lot. Directing an offense that ran for 624 yards against 12 opponents, 52 yards 52 points average from UCLA, Penn State, Oklahoma. Unexpectedly, he was offensive clad in white and orange and green that opened 50th Orange Bowl and score at will style. Hurricanes ripped apart the Huskies through air, scoring 17 unanswered points in the first quarter as quarterback Bernie Kosar tossed touchdowns of 2 yards and 22 yards to tight end Glenn Dennison. Kicker Jeff Davis kicked 45 yards field goal, despite having hit only 1 of 10 from more than 40 yards in regular year. Miami speed defense could use Huskers by getting to holes for run backs and preventing home run plays. Nebraska needed favorite trick play to Furuski to score as guard Steinkohler carried it across goal line from 19 yards out. Steinkohler's touchdown and scoring, kept by quarterback Turner Gill, brought halftime score 17-14 as Nebraska adapted its pass defense. Nebraska got heat after the game for switching jerseys between defensive backs Mike McCashlin and Dave Burke to try to confuse Kosar's reading of coverage by inexperienced McCashlin. Miami countered by using fullback Alonzo Highsmith, fullback Albert Bentley, and halfback Keith Griffin more as runners, with Bentley and Highsmith scoring in the third quarter to extend leads 31-14. Huskers were forced to rally without highback Rozier, who had 147 yards on 25 carries, 147 yards. He was out in the third quarter with an injured ankle. So nevertheless, Nebraska used its size advantage to march 76 yards for a 1-yard touchdown run by backup I-back Jeff Smith. Davis missed 43 yards field goal attempt. Huskers took over on their 26-yard line with 1:47 left. They raced downfield, slowing down only when facing 4th and 8 on Miami 24-yard line 2 plays after Fryer dropped certain touchdown pass on goal line, having faith in the offensive line. Or Osborne kept ball and ground with Gill pitching to Smith. Went for much more than first down, diving in successfully for touchdown at pylon with 48 seconds left. The Hurricanes immediately readied 2-point conversion defense, fully expecting Osborne's choice. Play call was rollout pass with Gill running right and throwing to Smith behind Smith Ashley. Miami's defensive back Kenny Calhoun tipped the ball away. So it concludes a look at the classification review from 1983 major bowl games that was played. The AP poll looked like this on January 3rd. Number 20 was East Carolina, 19 Boston College, 18 Pittsburgh, 17 UCLA, 16 West Virginia, 15 Alabama, 14 Iowa, 13 Air Force, 12 Southern Methodist, 11 Clemson, 10 Illinois, 9 Ohio State, Michigan, 8 7 Brigham Young, 6 Florida, 5 Texas, 4 Georgia, 3 Auburn, 2 Nebraska, number 1 Miami. Top performance formula, number 1 was Nebraska. Top opponents records was number 1 Auburn. 1983 out of conference records was the Southeastern Conference. They had a 36-16-3 record with a 6.818 percentage, 5-2 record both season. As far as statistical leaders, passing yard, rushing yards, Mike Rozier led the nation with 2,148 yards, averaging 7.8 yards per carry on 275 attempts. Passing yards, you got Steve Young for Brigham Young, 306 completions, 429 attempts, 3,902 yards, 71.3 completion percentage. Jimson Dusky, San Diego State, had 69 catches, 1,171 yards receiving. Now we got the consistent All-American team from 1983. We got on offense, you got Irvin Fryer at wide receiver, Nebraska. Tight end, Gordon Hudson, Brigham Young. Offensive line, you got Bill Frager of Pittsburgh, Terry Long with East Carolina, Dean Steincaller of Nebraska, Doug Dawson of Texas. You got the center, Tony Slayton, Southern California. Quarterback, Steve Young, Brigham Young. Running backs, Mike Rozier, Nebraska, Bo Jackson, Auburn, Greg Allen, Florida State, Napoleon McCallum, Navy. Place kicker, Luis Sandejas, Arizona State. Defensively, we got defensive line, Rick Bryan, Oklahoma, Reggie White, Tennessee, William Perry, Clemson, William for North Carolina. Linebackers, Ricky Honey, Arizona. Wilbur Marshall, Florida. Ron Rivera, California. Jeff Leiden, Texas. Russell Carter, Southern Methodist. Defensive backfield, Jeffrey Gray, Texas. In Georgia, Terry Hogue. Don Rogers, UCLA. Jack Well, Wyoming, was a punter. Now, the Heisman Trophy winner was Mike Rozier, senior odd-back of Nebraska, had 1,801 votes. Steve Young finished second with 1,172 votes. Doug Flutie, 253 votes. Tony Gill, 190 votes. And Terry Hogue, senior safety, Georgia, finished 112 votes. Mike Rozier won the Maxwell Awards, Kemp Award, Outland Trophy Award, Lombardi Award winner went to Dean Steincaller. David O'Brien Award went to Steve Young, and Ken Hatfield of Air Force was the AFCA Coach of the Year. So that concludes a look at the 1983 college football season as a whole. Finished doing looking at the bowl games and all the stats and stuff like that. So tomorrow I'll be doing the 1984 college football season overview in week 1 of the college football season for the 1984 season milestones, the preseason poll and stuff like that. So that concludes this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Do video this magnitude tomorrow. Until then, talk to you soon.